This is the first tree that ever communicated with me. And that honestly took a while to wrap my head around because that's so outside the normal of my upbringing. It's so strange, but I had proof that it did. I was working on my intuition and listening to my body and trying to feel different frequencies. And so part of that process was going into different environments, putting my hands on trees and, just seeing what comes up and deciphering it. But, it's always like, well, is it just in my head? And this tree proved that it's not. A lot of these old pines in this area have a really old wound. They're deep, and I don't know what caused them, but they're very low to the ground. Multiple of them have them. And so whenever I put my hands on the trees, you could kind of feel that, like humans, we have old wounds, but we managed to grow and heal, but those scars are still there, and the trees very much felt the same way until I got to this one. This one felt so depressed. It felt sick. It felt like it was just in despair, and I was like, but your wound is old, it's healed, until I went to the back side of the tree, and it was just covered in resin, sap that was oozing from this brand new wound. Now this was a few years ago, and so a lot of this is dried up now. But once I saw that, I took a step back because I was scared. I was like, oh my gosh, it's not all in my head. And that was hard to wrap my head around. I think that shows how it's important that we need to go out and explore and, be a little bit open-minded to things that are not common or widely accepted, because we don't know everything. And if we're shutting ourselves off from possibilities of what's there, we're missing out on so much. I first communicated with this tree a few years ago, and now my communication skills have improved now that I know that what I'm feeling is real. It's like everything else, it takes practice. On my property, whenever I needed to start clearing out trees so I can start putting things on there, I communicated with one tree. I said, hey, listen, this is my intention, this is what I plan on doing, that I'm going to be cutting them down, but that I'm going to honor them and use that resource the best way possible that I could. And of course, the trees don't want to get cut down, but they were accepting and understanding, although it did kind of feel like, all right, prove it, But after that first one that I told my intention to, I didn't need to go around and tell the others because they already knew. And that's because the trees not only communicate with us, they communicate with each other. What happened was I was just walking past, and this tree said, hey, I'd be great for a lookout. I was like, what? So I'm looking up at this tree and looking out at the environment. I was like, you're right, you would be a great spot to have like some sort of deck platform a little higher up off the ground. Thank you for offering that. It's been really a neat experience to be included in that connection. And it's not that it wasn't always there, it's just I never tried. I never bothered to put my hand on a tree and say hello. And I know the more I do it, the more I lean into the unknown, the more I'm gonna find. And that's incredibly exciting. Is communicating with trees new to you? or have you been doing it since childhood? I would like to know, and how your experiences have been. You know, the more we can share, the more other people are gonna realize that it's not just them, or that it is possible. So I would love it if you guys would put it down in the comments, and let's, you know, keep building that connection. You guys have a great one.